Oh god, jeez. Okay. I'm not late. Screen guys. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Citrus Quest After Dark. I am your host, Ichabod Orange, and today with me I have the Mighty Red Robot and Miss Steam. Hey guys, how are you guys doing today?
You asshole! You dragged me through the beach, knowing I'm disabled, and you made me run.
Hey, I was rushing. Damn it.
To be fair, we made her run because she jiggles when she runs.
So, as you all know that are in the chat, if there is anybody in the chat, I actually have to pull that up because I didn't even freaking think about it.
Yes, because you made me run through the freaking beach.
They're in the
chat.
To be fair,
We lost a lot at that point, yeah.
Okay, so here we are, and we are getting ready to start this. Now, if you know anything about After Dark, which we have two new participants, more or less, for this tonight. Do you guys know the format?
No.
Okay, so basically, the format of After Dark is we read off an article each. We discuss it in between whoever reads whatever article they have. And then we take articles from the audience to see what they want us to take a look at. So that's basically it.
God damn it, I'm dyslexic.
What the hell?
Oh, I'm eating. Shut up.
God damn it. Okay, sorry, my audio was fucking up again. I can hear it. I can hear it myself. Can you guys say something real quick so I can make sure that you're still piping through?
What?
Niggas be tripping.
You are gonna get my ass flagged, and you're gonna enjoy every minute of it, ain't you? Okay, cool. You're all running. Okay, so whose article do we want to start with first?
Me.
Thank you. All right, Red. So your article, if I recall correctly, is from NBC News.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, NBC News reports that Spanish police find 8,000 pounds of stolen oranges in a traffic stop. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. 5 suspects were arrested in southern Spain after police officers carrying out a traffic stop found that vehicles were loaded with more than 8,000 pounds of stolen oranges.
Shit, I've heard it.
City authorities in Seville on Tuesday released images of 2 cars and a van overloaded with the fruit after alleged theft in the town of Carmen.
The town of Carmen?
Yep.
I didn't know that Carmen was a town.
Well, apparently it's friends with San Diego. That's all I can tell you.
Well, it's next to the town of Steve.
Next to this town of Steve.
Suspects were stopped last week when a police patrol became suspicious of the vehicles driving in a convoy at night, City Council said. 5 people were detained on suspicion of theft. Seville City security spokesman Juan Carlos Cabrera told Europa Press that the arrests were important not only in thwarting the theft, but in preserving the food security of possible consumers who could have had these oranges. All I have to say is, orange you glad they got stopped.
Oh, crap.
Oh, God.
If you commit the crime, you're going to do the rind. Piss on these guys. They had no right to steal this stuff. That's naval property. I believe, however, unconfirmed reports have blamed the juice.
Oh,
come on. What's the matter, Miss Demo? I'm putting you in the squeeze. Don't you find my puns appealing? She's gonna slice me here in a minute.
I'm gonna peel you.
That was the point. Jesus.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I'm a fan of pulp humor.
God damn it.
I think we're gonna kill Ichabod Orange.
I'll pop you to the ground.
We only got through that by the skin on our teeth.
Don't hand me that jive. I know you're a fruit. It could be worse, though.
So, tuning into our audience reaction, currently, we've got Amanda Wolfchild, your boy Patrick, Sable Scales, and Spudwick all in our chat. Lord of Cancer, Senor del Cancer, is apparently also here, or at least he was. Amanda Wolfchild says, people drop me off the back of trucks, others come and collect them, then they gather them all up and sell them in fruit carts. Spudwick says, not the oranges! And Amanda says she's seen them do it with meat. So let's go ahead and move on to our next horrifying story. I believe this one belongs to Miss Steam.
Oh. Elephants deserve legal personhood. New lawsuit urges to
argues in Connecticut.
Yeah, shut up. Do I have to read this?
This lawsuit may never be forgotten. In the first case of its kind in the United States, an animal rights group has filed suit seeking legal personhood for elephants who are being kept at a Connecticut zoo. The Non-Human Rights Project's lawsuit on behalf of the elephants, Minnie, Buela, and Karen, marks the first time in the world that a lawsuit has demanded that an elephant's legal right not to be in prison and treated as a thing be recognized, said Stephen Wise, founder of the Non-Human Rights Project, NHRP.
Right,
filed the suit. Go ahead.
So he's a retard, got it.
Well, he's apparently very much into RP. Wise is arguing that animals such as elephants, which had complex cognitive and social abilities, should not be counted as things under the law, meaning that they lack the capacity for any kind of legal rights. He said instead the group is pushing for the courts to give elephants the capacity for personhood. Which stresses that seeking personhood for the elephants is not the same as seeking the full gamut of human rights. It's only thing we're seeking is the single right of bodily liberty that is protected by habeas corpus, he said.
The group is working to 3 elephants removed from the RW fucking hell.
From the RW Cumberford and Sons Traveling Petting Zoo in Connecticut and taken to a sanctuary, the zoo has been found in violation of meeting the minimum standards of the Animal Welfare Act more than 50 times, according to NHRP.
Oh shit! Was I supposed to?
Should I keep going, or do you want to tag in again?
I've lost where I was.
I got it.
The zoo did not return a request for comment on NBC News on Monday. The violations include failure to have an employee present during periods when the public is in contact with the elephants, failure to give adequate veterinary care to treat an excessive accumulation of necrotic skin on the elephants' heads, and inadequate drainage of an elephant enclosure, according to the group. The elephants are also subject to participating in a traveling circus and to be ridden by humans, Vice said.
The 3 elephants range from 36 to 50 years old and were all born in the wild, according to the group. Wise said the suit would rely on the testimony of many experts and scientists who say elephants are autonomous beings with complex cognitive abilities and social structures.
Reg, you want to take a hand, or
I can't read it.
you can't read it? Why
It's
can't you
very
read
fuzzy.
it? You know you can like click on the thing in the side chat. It's the second one down.
Oh, sorry. Where did we leave off?
We left off at it is simply immoral. It is right by the picture of Minnie the elephant at the Connecticut Cummingford Zoo. Animal Defenders International.
All right. Which filed the suit? Is that the one? Or no, you guys got past that part, didn't you?
Wise said the suit would rely on the testimony of many experts and scientists, is where we left off.
Why the fuck can't I find that? God damn it! I'm out of my gut. Where the fuck is it?
You should be able to see at least the picture.
I know, right? I'm looking. God damn it! I cannot find where we were left off. It's weird. So see, the wise and stress of that personhood, and is that before that or after that? It was after that because you mentioned the human rights thing and personhood. So what the fuck?
The habeas corpus. Red is reaching old age.
Gosh, I'm tired. Been a long day. Did we leave off at why striking the stress that seeking personal development is the same as full gamut of human rights? The chat is laughing at me, aren't they?
I'm laughing.
Well, fine. Yeah, if he's. Oh, I was looking at the wrong picture. No wonder. I couldn't find anything. God damn it! Let's go back to where you were. Okay, so I was looking way too high. No wonder I couldn't find anything. Jesus Christ. See what? Let's see the. So we left off. Let's see. Case under appeal. Is that where we left off?
Hmm.
You said no stranger to the issue. Wise has also filled a habeas corpus of about 2 Chambys. Is that where we left off?
Yeah, that's right where we're at.
Okay. No stranger to the issue, Wise has also filed a habeas corpus petitions on behalf of 2 chimpanzees, Kiko and Tommy. I have to resist the urge to say something incredibly racist. Anyway, living in New York judge ruled against the group in June, but the case is under appeal. The case and Wise's 25-year quest for animal rights was documented in the HBO documentary Unlocking the Cage. Despite setbacks this summer, the Wise pointed to small steps in progress in other places around the world, such as Argentina. Argentina? Don't cry for my monkeys in Argentina? Where in November 2016, a judge ruled that a chimpanzee named Cecilia, was a non-human legal person and agreed that the ape had inherent rights. Sure. Rights for apes, but not for robots.
Yeah, Kinko and Tommy, hey?
Is it bad that I just the naming convention just made me go, wait a second.
But Wise has also filed habeas corpus petitions on behalf of 2 chimpanzees. But aren't black people like seen as people?
Oh,
sorry, that was unintentional. It was so fucking loud. Oh my god. I'm bleeding slightly.
What the hell? I didn't hear anything.
Oh, my soul. It's dying.
Why is your soul dying?
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
He's trying to keep it PC now, right?
Oh, okay. Wise argue that animals are already afforded legal rights in Connecticut and New York. It's just under the incredibly loud chimpanzee video.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it, so.
That reaction was still hilarious, though.
My ears are dying.
Connecticut also enacted a law last year. The legal experts was the first of its kind that permits judges to appoint advocates for dogs and cats in cases of involving cruelty, abuse, and neglect. So the furries finally have legal representation?
I mean, maybe.
That allows courts to tap volunteer students or lawyers to act as advocates for justice in cases where involving abusive dogs or cats in this legislation is aimed to support more vigorous enforcement of existing anti-cruelty laws, said Jessica Rubin, a professor of law at the University of Connecticut who helped write the legislation. Rubin said that she is hopeful the courts in Connecticut will side with the Non-Human Rights Project and that the fight was indicative of the increased public awareness of animal rights and capabilities. I think things are changing, and change is supported by science, increasing data about cognition and emotion, and shifting morals and our balance or tolerance of abuse of other beings. I love I love animals. I think being unnecessarily cruel to them is beneath humans, but they're not fucking people.
I mean, is it racist to call chimps non-humans now?
Apparently.
Well, you're not really supposed to say nigger, but
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, but you keep saying that these awesome racist jokes. And
I didn't say anything racist. I asked if it was racist. And then we have Jacob DeVow in the chat as well.
It's just like, come on, like you invited me on here. We're talking about monkeys, and you said something. Is it racist to call them monkeys? Like, how am I not
non-humans? Well, it was supposed to be an implied humor.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
Thank you. I truly appreciate that. I'll take it deep with me into my soul. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to discuss this? Does anybody want to discuss this with human rights and whatnot?
I think it's kind of, how to put this. It's kind of like I said earlier. The thing that I've got an issue with is that it's, animals are nice, animals are cute, animals are our friends, but the distinction of what has any sort of value or personhood is primarily up to humans. Now, I'm not going to, dismiss the idea that some animals are smarter than others, but Jesus H. Christ, they're not people. And making them equivalent to people is a dumb idea. And there are some people out there that want to do that because they would give the meat is murder crowd for one, but other people that want to extend that to the cute and fuzzy pets and things like that. And it's just like, no, it doesn't work that way. They're not people. Don't get me wrong. If they ever figure out a way to make synthetic meat that we can eat instead of eating animals, that's a full-on replacement, fine, knock yourself out. But I will say this. History seems to show that if you want an animal to be preserved forever in humanity's sight, tell somebody it's tasty. Cows will last forever. In fact, that's how we save the buffalo. God damn it! So we just told some motherfucker said no, kill all those they're delicious, and it's true, they are. And what was it? There's some. I'm trying to. The thing is that if we had figured out a way to commercialize commercialize and have breeding herds of passenger pigeons, we'd still be up to our armpits in those goddamn things too. But
I mean, fair. Kentucky Fried Passenger Pigeon. KFP.
Exactly, KFP, Kentucky Fried Pigeon, man.
And Miss Team, I know you see it, and I know you're laughing at it, but don't you goddamn dare repeat that joke on the stream.
Oh.
What joke?
You'd have to check the live chat.
Okay, let's see. Where is it?
That didn't happen.
This means the weirdos in the furry community are going to come out and rally for zoophilia because if we make animals humans, that's the next logical step. That's
Not
possible. Yeah.
I love the fact that that is absolutely not what I'm talking about. All right. This one
God damn it, if we don't make aged people...
No.
Third term of Obama. That's
No.
Wait, hold on. No, here's the thing. You might be right, but not because it's racist. Because here's the no, bear with me here. Because if you think a Democrat won't pander to the lowest possible common denominator, if you there's a reason why, and I'm not comparing illegal aliens to animals, but there's a reason why Democrats want to give illegal aliens the vote, is because they're pretty sure they'll vote for Democrats. So all you have to do is convince them that animals will vote Democrat, and I guarantee you, they'll do it, and then you get a third term of Obama or whoever else. So you're not wrong, and it's not necessarily racist, although I can understand why it would be regarded as racist.
All right, are we ready for the story that Red gave to me? This one has a pre-rendered audio part, so hopefully this starts playing audio. Let me know if you guys hear it or not.
Okay.
Sure, it's just maple syrup, most would say. That's what the group of thieves was counting on. But with a single barrel of maple syrup valued at more than $1,800, there was big money to be made. And the warehouse, located just off the highway in St. Louis de Blanford, Quebec, was ripe for the picking. The warehouse was a rented space, with no security cameras, no alarms, and inside, the backup supply of maple syrup for the world, worth $30 million.
So, for those of you who are curious about what I just pulled up, that is a news article. And that is a news article out of Canada. More arrests in Quebec maple syrup heist, eh? Yeah, watch both. Unraveling the sweetest heist in 16 X9. This is one of the largest thefts in Quebec history. Police in Quebec have made 2 more arrests in connection with the $18 million maple syrup heist in Quebec. Police allege the crime took place over the course of the year between 2011 and 2012. Terry Karen of Victoriaville and Enoch Karen of Holy Rosary will appear at the Tres Rivières court to face charges of theft over $5,000 and possession of stolen syrup with the intent to sell it. According to police documents, by 16X9, an elaborate team of thieves was assembled to steal 6 million pounds of maple syrup for sale on the black market. Both men are related to Avik Karen, who police say was one of the central players in the theft. How did $18 million worth of maple syrup go missing from a warehouse in Quebec? What started as a routine inventory check at a warehouse in Saint-de-Blanford, Quebec in July 2012 unveiled one of the weirdest capers in Quebec history. In that warehouse was stored the world's backup supply of maple syrup, 16,000 barrels of it. To most, it didn't sound like anything worth stealing or protecting. After all, it's just a condiment. But what the thieves knew was that 1 barrel of maple syrup is worth 13 times the price of crude oil, and in that warehouse there was $30 million of inventory. The backup supply of syrup, otherwise known as Global Strategic Reserve, was stored in that warehouse in the event of a bad harvest year. It was owned by the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers, an organization which, by law, strictly regulates the production and sale of all wholesale maple syrup in Quebec. When the Federation rented the space in June of 2011, it knew there was minimal security at the warehouse and there were no cameras or alarms in the place. But it defends it couldn't have imagined someone wanted to steal maple syrup. But someone did. And according to police documents, an elaborate team of thieves was assembled to pull it off. Oh yeah, how freaking elaborate do you have to be to steal a bunch of maple syrup in an unguarded, unmonitored warehouse? People who had access to the warehouse allegedly joined up with a network of truck drivers, rented warehouses across the province,
and made connections with people in the maple syrup industry who knew how to move 6 million pounds of contraband syrup on the black market. Really? Do you need the black market for this? Do we actually need the black market for this? Is this where we have fallen as a criminal society?
Hey, Ichabod, listen.
Yeah, what's up there?
There's this thing called communism.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Here comes communism again. All right. Much of the illegal syrup ended outside the province in Ontario, New Brunswick, and largely the U.S. only a quarter of the syrup was ever recovered. According to police documents, while the criminal ring was moving the syrup out of the warehouse, they made sure to refill the barrels with water, aware that someone might come and check on the inventory at any point. Because we all know water weighs the same as maple syrup. It's just logic. One of the men who worked at the Federation told police that he noticed water around one of the barrels one day and approached his supervisor. According to allegations containing court documents, his manager offered him $1,000 in hush money and even more to join the cause. By day, he would work for the Federation. By night, he worked for the criminal organization. By all accounts, the Federation was completely unaware for a year barrels were being sold by their prize reserve. By neighbors had their suspicions. Raymond Pepin found the volume of traffic on the narrow road leading to the warehouse unusually busy. Trucks would drive up and down the access road all hours, Saturday at midnight, Sunday morning. Once more, he said the gate was often left open and the lock was cut. It would take months to realize the size of the heist, and months more for the police to interview more than 200 witnesses. In the end, 26 people were arrested, 2 people have pled guilty, charges against another 3 have been dropped, and 2 have apologized, while the rest maintain their innocence. Trial dates haven't been set, and the money, possibly $18 million someone may have fetched for selling that much syrup, was never retrieved. Do you want more Canada? Because this is how you get more Canada. The last thing we need is more Canada.
I want to try my best attempt at a bad Canadian accent. So what this is about is someone had a... Oh, God, I can't do it. Someone had a global strategic reserve of sugar water.
For
Am I
fucking maple
understanding this
syrup.
correctly?
Tree goo,
Global
yeah.
strategic reserve of concentrated tree blood. Tree jizz. Global strategic reserve of tree cum.
Put your taste up in there because Canada's providing.
They're selling them in the black market. So are they selling them to people in Venezuela and shit?
God damn it, Spudwick, don't give away my secrets.
It's not goddamn cocaine. Okay? Fuck. I mean, I like pancakes as much as the next fat ass, but Jesus Christ. I mean, God.
And yes, that was a Minnesota accent, by the way. Spudwick was the only one who could pick that shit out.
You know, honestly, here's the funny part. I got to tell you a story. All
right.
The first when I heard about this heist, for those of you who don't know, I used to play a shit ton of Champions Online. It was like, to put it bluntly, I gave up Champions Online to do this stuff. So this is how much time I used to put into YouTube. That gives you an idea how much. I have thousands of hours in that game, mostly in RP. Now, to be fair, I have the max level characters. I have 80 max level characters in that game.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I was playing Champions Online when this news broke originally.
Oh God.
So here's the thing. So sometimes, just for the sake of giggle, because it's set in the superhero universe, so it's a parallel version of the real world, right? Okay. So real world events are sometimes there. So okay, here's the thing. So
oh God, did somebody suggest this?
Keep that in mind. Now, Champions as an RPG, it was originally a pen and paper RPG, is old as dirt. Okay, it's ridiculously old. And when they were originally making it, they did well, parody characters. The only one that really survived was, and I wish I was kidding, Fox Batman.
God damn it, Kit.
Now they just call it Fox. They just call him Fox Bat now, but it was originally Fox Batman. So it was basically he's a Fox Bat. You know,
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Fox Bat is basically a supervillain, sometimes superhero. He has he depending on how you want to play it, it's up to the GM when you're running a pen and paper. He's aware he's in a comic book.
Oh God, that's the most powerful supervillain of them all.
Or he's crazy and thinks he's in one. It depends on how you want to look at it. It's how the GM wants to play it. And he in the MMO, of course, he's aware that he's in a game, or he's crazy. Depends on how you want to look at it. But of course, what he does, he's a comic relief character. He's a villain who does crazy, wacky things. Like their April Fool's event every year is Fox Bat related.
Oh God.
He'll do goofy things, play pranks on people, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So when this news broke, of course, in game, we all blamed it on Fox Bat. Fox Bat manages to heist millions of gallons of syrup overnight. And we're just waiting for the world's largest stack of pancakes to drop on the city.
God damn it.
Because that would be the next logical thing for him to do.
Oh my God.
So it's kind of like a benign Joker is a good way to put it. Because, you know, if Fox Bat never kills anyone. In fact, his primary weapon is a ping pong gun.
What?
Which sounds completely innocuous until you realize that he has bullshit science. So occasionally he'll fire the ping pong ball gun up into the air, and what drops down is a 500-pound round weight. You know, that kind of shit. Or he'll fire a thing filled with like bubblegum glue at you, and you're stuck. That kind of stuff. So he's more dangerous than he looks. He's
like your standardized cartoon villain.
Exactly. He's a cartoon villain in a comic book world.
Son of a bitch. Darnell would have a fucking heyday with that concept.
Yeah, Fox Bat is fantastic, and depending on when or where you played him, he had a range of sidekicks. He's had more than one Fox Bat girl.
Fox Bat girl.
Well, here's the thing is sometimes authors would inject something serious, like one of the iterations of Fox Bat girl, although they all exist because they don't exist at the same time, but it was a woman who and they treated her mental illness seriously. It wasn't comedy. She was a serious character who was obsessed with Fox Bat. And she was basically a character you would encounter, but if the heroes treated her like she was Fox Bat, they would probably be committing a hate crime. Because she was actually pretty harmless. Well, the only person she's likely to harm is herself. And then he had a sidekick he didn't make it to the video game for some reason, who kind of bought into it. It was Exoskeleton Man. Because he had an exoskeleton that he used to lift things, and he was Fox Bat's kind of like mechanic friend. So and my friend Exoskeleton Man.
Good God, it's like Foxcoon. Foxcoon.
Oh, I need to find. Let me find a picture of it. Let me find a picture of Fox Bat.
Sorry about that. My laptop went commie on me.
Oh no, you're fine. I assume you would come back. Gamotron says total awareness usually results in insanity.
Yeah, just Google Fox Bat champions and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, good God. Let me pull this up and let me also pull up the other thing that is my my standardized thing for others. I just have to find it. So I'll be right back. You two talk about the worst things you could possibly talk about, because I know that's what you're gonna do anyway.
Oh God.
Nice weather we're having.
How you doing?
I'm alright. Just going out lynching some niggas. What about you?
Oh my God, not that bad.
How's the cleavage today?
The cleavage is sore. I burnt tea on it.
You burnt your. What a coincidence! I recently spilled a hot coffee in my lap. We should make these 2 parts meet. Maybe they'll make each other feel better.
Oh dear God.
Hey, at least my bad things to say isn't racist.
I mean, yeah, fair. I'll give you that one.
Oh, come on, it's my
Sexist, maybe.
Oh, come on, it's my character, man. Wait,
Where
the
the
character
fuck
is racist.
did I? Where the fuck did I put that?
Which,
I thought you were going to say, why the fuck did I let Miss Steve?
Nah. I'm already well aware that you're supposed to be in here. Oh my God, no, that's like weird shit. God damn, I can't believe I can't fucking find that at this point. I had it in its own dedicated folder. I've just been momentarily
tell you, man.
mildly enraged by the inability to find something that should absolutely fucking be there.
It's alright, Ichabod. I'm drawing you something which is hilarious, sweet, and kind of pervy.
Oh dear
So-
God.
Those are the best kind of things. I like those things.
Yeah.
Okay. God damn it. Do I seriously have to open fucking Discord to find this?
Possibly. Maybe.
Oh my God. Oh, there it fucking is. Come here. There we go.
But
There we go. Finally.
I did send you a
Just
picture of
turn it
Foxbat
on.
so you can
There you go.
so you can have a look at that.
Alrighty then. Let me go into the thingies. And oh my God, he looks absolutely fucking insane. Screen capture. Bink. So this is the Foxbat guy, right?
Yeah, that's Foxbat.
Okay,
Foxbat,
well,
yeah, Foxbat's great. He's very
God damn
silly. It's a parody of Batman and then some. That just kind of wandered off on its own pretty well. A lot of standard comic book characters have parallels and champions. Like their version of the Hulk is Grond.
Grond.
Yeah, Grond has 4 arms, and he's kind of a little more. He never really untransforms. He's always the rage monster, so he's more of a supervillain.
So it's like, God damn it! Why are there so many buttons? There we go.
I don't
Jesus Christ! But now you see why I have only so many people on After Dark. It's because you all get to fit on the beach with me, and it's wildly difficult actually.
I made, oh yeah, to the chat, I made that myself. It's an original artwork inspired by Invader Zim.
Exactly.
It's freaking good. It's pretty good.
For some reason, I can't load Twitter.
We
Oh, there you
will now, under duress, we will now take questions from the audience.
Sweet.
So, anybody in the audience, it is now your chance to ask Ichabod, Miss Steam, or Red Robot any question you would like to ask them. But keep in mind, they are under absolutely no obligation to answer it, though I will answer whatever the fuck you ask.
I know 95% of the questions aimed at me is going to be about my boobs.
I will answer.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'll ask you questions about your butt.
It's not great.
Okay.
Boobs better.
That is a goddamn lie.
I'll be right back.
While we are waiting for the questions, we're gonna go ahead and play a little music. If I can fucking find the right one.
Let me guess, Nightcore.
I mean, I could. Do you want me to do Nightcore, Steam? Is that what you're asking?
Not really.
You want some Nightcore?
Not really.
All right then.
I'm not a teenage. I'm not like a 13-year-old girl, so I'm good.
All right. So we've got 2 minutes, 5 seconds before we come back. Put your questions in the chat, please. We'll be right back.
I return. Are there any questions for me?
It's all I have. Don't judge me.
What?
This is what I have music-wise.
We don't hear anything.
Sorry, I can't hear you over the music.
Ah,
Good news, we can't hear the music.
I have no idea even how loud it is for the chat right now.
We'll say they're not complaining about
I don't know.
Hang on, I actually don't have a way to turn this down. Is everybody back? Because I could just stop this right now because it's...
Yeah, everyone's back.
Okay. We've got two questions in the chat, but chat, for future reference, if you could shit, my brain just died. If you in the future could like direct who your question's directed to, that would be appreciative. But Spudwick asks, PC or console gaming, which do you choose and why? The second one says, I have half a question. What is your favorite?
Favorite what?
I would say PC versus PC gaming for the most part. Stream games is much easier.
Geez, Red, why are you suddenly so incredibly fucking quiet?
Oh, is that better?
Yep.
Do I sound okay?
You
Yeah,
sound fine.
Okay, good.
Gaming is my gaming of choice for a couple of reasons. Having a high-end PC serves me multiple purposes, and I can't really afford both. And I can stream games on my PC where I can't really stream the console games, especially if it's anything Nintendo. Like we recently got the roommate got a Switch, and I couldn't stream anything on it anyway because it'd get flagged.
Fair.
And I'm not sure. Eventually, I'm going to get a PS4 because the wife wants one, and I do too. I'm not sure. I think you can stream from that, but I have no idea how. No clue.
All right, for me personally, it's PC because I already have the computer and I'm too cheap to buy a console.
There you go.
But if you're talking platforms on the PC, I personally suggest Steam. That was a pun.
We'd like to play.
Okay, good, because I'm trying not to like get. People say Steam, and I go like, "Wait, what?" And they're talking about the
PC or console Steam? What do you think?
They haven't been invented yet. There you go. That's my answer.
Fair enough. So, what is your favorite? So, I guess what is your favorite? Insert whatever your favorite is.
The left one. We figure out what it is that I was talking about. Good luck.
Communist Manifesto. It's a great comedy.
I would have said it's a great kindling, but yeah, you're right.
I like swords.
I mean, you know, I don't know. What's our favorite? Well, okay, there's one. What's your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate. Game Motron says, I just installed RetroArch on an Android tablet. It is amazing. Spudwick asks, if you could have one world record, what would you like?
Longest ruling dictator. Because I think I can do it better.
Yeah, she's got a good one. Longest ruling dictator.
Oh. Giving the most consecutive orgasms to a woman in a single 24-hour period.
That's a good one. I was going to say longest set of successful polyamorous relationships. I don't know.
Hey, you want to be famous or you want to be infamous?
It's always depending on who you ask.
That's a good point. All right. I've got one.
Uh-huh.
If you for a day had unlimited power but had one weakness, what would you do and what would your weakness be?
I would do everything, and my weakness would be time limits.
So
Actually, no.
Someone's Geiger counter is going off. Jesus.
To me, more like usable. Like if you were going to be a superhero and you had to you get one superpower or related superpowers, and then a weakness to go with it. I would like to have the sort of set of flawless shape shifting to anything alive and organic, and some of the side benefits of that would be like healing and things like that. But the main thing is the shape shifting. But weakness, I guess the appropriate weakness to that would be probably poisons, because
I got one. I got one. The ability to get away with lying. The ability to lie to anyone and people just automatically believe you. And the weakness would be I would never get to trigger an SJW again.
If I had one superpower and one weakness, I would choose the North American rattlesnake as my weakness, and my power would be teleportation.
Okay, so why the North American rattlesnake?
Because it's only in North America, and I would not be staying around.
Oh, yeah, but what does it have to do with teleportation?
It has nothing to do with teleportation. That's just my weakness.
So your weakness should be thematic.
Spudwick asks, you could either have $100 or all you can eat breadsticks for a month. Which do you choose?
$100.
I would get a breadsticks because I will save a shit ton of money on food.
Fair.
Think about it.
I would go with the $100, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because I can only eat breadsticks for so long without A, getting morbidly obese, and B, feeling like shit because all I'm eating is straight carbs.
Yep.
Nah, I would pick the breadsticks because that way I would save money.
Fair point. Okay.
But would you save more than $100?
What's that?
Would you save more than $100?
Well, I'm up north now, so probably no.
So take the
all right, so
more efficient.
Yeah, I was thinking. For some reason, I was thinking I'm still down south where everything is god awful expensive.
To round out the evening, we are going to have an A or B scenario. A, we can invite one person from the chat to come in and shoot the shit with us. They will have to send me a DM on Twitter at Minister Orange to get in. Or each of us can ask a $1 million but question to anybody else.
$1 million but? What's that mean?
You get $1 million, but for a year, you have to hold your penis constantly. Do you take the money? Like, you still have to go to work, you still have to do everything else, and after the month is over, you get the $1 million. But for that month, you have to never let go of your penis. For Miss Steam, you have to have a finger inserted in you at all times. So we can either do that, or we can invite somebody in from the chat and they can come shoot the shit with us. What do you guys think? Press 1 in the chat if you want us to bring a new guest on. Press 2 in the chat if you want to do Would You Rather. Oh God! Oh, looks like we got
Nope.
1-1 from
Nope.
Steam. We've got 3 2s. I'm assuming Spudwick wants the 2 because he wants the $1 million butt questions. Red, what is your vote?
Let's see here. Yeah.
Oh,
Red?
right, you fucking ass.
Red picks 2. All right, we are doing $1 million, but you can either choose one person from in here to go first, or choose a person from the chat. We will start with Red. Do you want somebody in here to ask you your question, or do you want to go with the chat?
Give me the chat.
Chat, you have 30 seconds. I need you to ask Red Robot a $1 million butt question. First one to put in their question is the one that's going to get it. So let's roll. Who will the mighty Red Robot get as their question asker? Audience participation and shit.
I know, right? You know, it's
Oh, wow. So,
was trying to find some of the games from Whose Line Is It Anyway and see if they would play well in a live stream.
Some of them might. They might be a little difficult to pull off, but like some of them might work. Like one word story.
Yeah.
Steam, are you eating crisps?
no.
That's okay. $1 million, but you have to eat Opal's cooking, or because they came in at the same time on my screen, you can take $1 million, but you have to kiss every new person you meet.
Huh.
Hmm.
Well, okay, so the first one was the Mad Metal Man.
Forever.
Forever? No, that's not workable. The $1 million.
He ain't taking the money.
Yeah, the $1 million wouldn't last forever. It's just impractical. Opal couldn't cook for me forever. Let's see here. $1 million would have to kiss every new person I meet. So it's like for a month. What are we talking about?
You have to kiss every new person you meet. If they don't specify a time period, that's permanent.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Any of these that are permanent, it's just impractical because the money wouldn't last that long.
All right, let's scroll over to Thraxis. You can have $1 million, but you have to spend 5 years with an SJW. And I'm talking like Big Red.
Yeah, I went to college for 3 years. What's another 2 years?
The Red and Big Red Power Hour.
So Thrax, I think I hate to say it, but I couldn't take the money because it would do me no good in prison.
So we are getting a hard line. 3 questions, 3 no's. Moving on to Miss Steam. Miss Steam, do you want somebody in here to ask you the question, or do you want to take it to the chat?
I'll take it to the chat.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've got Miss Steam, the gears that everybody wants to see. Let's get things rolling, and let's hear $1 million butt.
I could put you ass.
Dead air is never good for the show. Come on, people. The gears that people fears. Let's roll this shit.
We need $1 million butt question.
People are gonna ask me the fucked up shit, aren't they?
Total Madness actually came in here. Hello, Total Madness. Good to see you. We're currently asking Miss Steam $1 million butt. Here are the two that came in first. $1 million butt. You have to donate your arms to a cannibal.
I mean, I can get steampunk prosthetics. And they're
True.
cooler than regular arms. I'm stronger. I'm better. Yeah, go on.
And they have
All
like-
right, she will take the money on that $1 million butt. All right, question number 2. $1 million butt. You would have to learn to figure skate using the Tanya Harding method and not get caught.
I don't know that.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know
Uh,
the learning method?
I do not.
You're gonna have to take a club to the knee.
Oh, no, I've already got my $1 million from the cannibal. It's fine.
All right, the next 3 questions that showed up, I'm going to ask you rapid fire. $1 million butt. You must admit that Ichabod is a furry.
I'm a Ichabod's fairy.
She will take the money on that one. Next one comes from Ghost Dog. $1 million butt. You have to quit dressing in steampunk for a year.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm not taking the money.
No money on that one. Total Madness says $1 million butt.
This is very nice.
Next one is $1 million butt. You must see Ichabod's penis again.
Again?
Yeah, okay.
I love how Red's answer is again. Last one is Miss Teen can have $1 million, but she has to have a remote controlled dildo in her for a year and Thrax as the remote.
Where?
In you.
Whereabouts in me? I have 3 holes.
Oh.
Puss mouth or ass. Thrax, give us an answer. I love the fact that now's the time Thrax is gonna lag behind. Come on, Thrax, you asked the question. You gotta clarify for us, pussy, mouth, or ass. We are going to have to adult this stream.
That's what you get for having me on it.
This is what I get for you asking the chat the questions. Puss.
Is Thrax gonna... Oh, Puss. No.
She won't take the money on that one. We've got one more from Spudwick McGroin. $1 million but every time you cough, you shrink or grow very slightly every time. And that is a question for everybody because it comes from Spudwick and it's the last question we've got for the chat for Miss Steam.
Okay, so wait. Okay, $1 million, but every time you cough, you shrink or grow very slightly every time.
I mean, I already do that, but you know.
Jiggling does not count as shrinking or growing. I mean, it's very decorative. Don't get me wrong, but well, Spudwick, I've got the clarifying question is this: is it random, or is like coffee? Certain coughs make you grow, certain coughs make you shrink. Because if certain coughs make you grow, and particularly in different places, then there's suddenly an argument for pot. Oh, hey, look, honey, the size of my penis now, yay!
Shrink it, grow where? God damn it. Okay, while we're waiting for that, I suppose I'm going to have to bing the buzzer on that very momentarily, and let's go back to the next portion. And I think since Miss Steam and Red were such good sports about this, it is random. It can shrink 100 times in a row and never grow bigger.
Sounds good to me. I'll take it.
He'll take the $1 million, Miss Steam.
I forgot the question.
Every time you cough, you shrink or grow very slightly each time.
Well, I already do that, so take the $1 million.
She'll take the money, and I would not. I don't need to get any shorter or any taller. I'm just fine the way I am. But since they were such good sports, I will also go to the chat for my $1 million butt questions.
Hooray!
Yay! We get to embarrass you.
100% audience participation. Ladies and gentlemen, ask your questions for the Coon of Doom, Ichabod.
No problem.
The Coon of Doom.
Oh God, here's Miss
Far better
Steam
than-
doing her shit in the goddamn.
Far better than the Coon of Silence. He's annoying.
First question, $1 million, but every time you wear a hat, you can't touch anything ever again?
What?
Huh? You're gonna have to clarify that question, Game Motron. Miss Steam is in the process of misspelling her question. $1 million, but you must release a sex tape featuring Kitsune White Rabbit and a random online furry in a fursuit. I mean, I'm releasing it, so I'm not involved. So, yeah, I'll take that $1 million. $1 million, but every time you get in the mood, you have to slap your dick as hard as you can. Who am I slapping it against?
Minty, presumably.
While wearing any hat, you cannot touch anything. I would not take that one. I'm not doing another striptease. I'm sorry, Thrax. Ghost Dog asks, $1 million, but you have to jump nonstop for a month. Fuck that, I'd die. $1 million, but you have to fuck Christy Winters for a day, record it, and upload it everywhere. I wouldn't want to get my channel taken down. So I'm not taking that $1 million. Sorry. I will take one more $1 million butt question. $1 million ain't worth my channel. Sorry.
Well, you can always make another one.
Total Madness ends us out with $1 million, but you must have sex with any person you come across with a larger penis.
Well, I mean, never mind.
Are you trying to say he'd either have sex with a lot of people or not very many? Strangely, I haven't seen Ichabod's penis, so I have no idea.
You get $1 million and a full head of hair, but you have to shave a random person's head every day. Do I get in trouble for shaving their head? And this is the last one. This is the last one. God damn it! I don't need to answer any more of these. And now we're waiting for the clarification. So, at the end of Citrus Quest After Dark, we always, and I'm saying this like this show has gone on for forever, but this is actually the format of I have to kill a person I know for a year. Again, do I get punishment? Anyway.
Wait a second.
Don't judge me.
Just say it.
Anyway, here's the thing. All right. Depend on what head you shave. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to go to jail. Where was I? Oh, yeah. We end the show just like on what used to be called Consulting Orange Radio. We end the show with one person talking about a topic they want to talk about. It doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's serious. Doesn't matter if it's funny. Doesn't matter if it's completely unrelated to anything we talked about today. But it's basically final thoughts. So if you've got anything you want to talk about, floor is open.
I've got got kind of a weird thing I found out. It's like hentai related.
Okay.
Okay. As long as you don't get too graphic.
Okay. Well, I found out that you know, they blur out the penis in most hentai, right?
Yeah, I never got that.
That is apparently a fetish. Basically, what it happens is that they blur out the penis, so you can think it's your penis, sort of thing, and it feels more naughty. It feels more like sexual and naughty because the thing is that it's censored, so your brain goes, oh, this is dirty, and like if you watch the uncensored stuff, it's like it's less dirty, less all that shit. And I found this out because it is legal to have uncensored porn in Japan. It's just it's more popular to have censored porn.
Huh.
So it's a fetish
Somebody
thing.
broke those people.
Fair enough. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you nuke a country.
Yep. It's all your guys' fault.
I got nothing. They had it coming.
All right.
It was either that or, invade.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, if you watched Barefoot Gang, you would be like, we shouldn't have done that. Well, you guys shouldn't have done that. I didn't do anything. I'm fucking English. I'm innocent.
Anyway. So, Red, do you have any final thoughts? Any topic you want to touch base on?
Sure. I mean, while we're on the subject of nuking Japan, there's a thing I've been thinking about with Japan, and it's the weirdest thing. One of the things that the Japanese occasionally get flack for, and I understand it, is that their reaction to World War II is, for the most part, with the exception of the occasional movie here and there, for the most part, they kind of pretend it never happened.
Really?
Well, here's the thing. Well, the where you can contrast and compare is this. If you contrast and compare Germany's guilt trip over World War II, the self-flagellation that I think has put them in the place that they are with the migrants, versus Japan's, Japan does not, as a general thing, feel the same kind of guilt. Shame, yes. Guilt, no. Because there's a cultural difference between guilt and shame that is difficult to translate to Western culture as compared to Eastern cultures. They're not all the same. I'm generalizing very grossly. But there is as much shame from having lost as there is from whatever crazy crap they did during the war. So their reaction to the situation is much more self-reflection than it is necessarily what you would consider, well, the sense of needing to make up for it that Germany apparently has. And I know this is going to sound weird because they get a lot of flack for this, but I honestly think that Japan's approach to this, of the two, if I have to pick between the two, and is the correct one. Japan about America, and you can also throw in guilt for slavery and a bunch of other crap in there.
Yeah.
The benefit, there is a moral quandary about how the Japan really doesn't seem to give a shit about what happened in World War II, but conversely, almost everyone who did all that shit in World War II is fucking dead. The people who had nothing to do with it because they were either too young or never born yet have been freed from basically the sort of batshit stuff that's happening in Germany by people who weren't there, have no responsibility for what the fuck happened, and shouldn't feel guilty about it. But they do.
Apparently, Spudwood says, did you know that in Japan it is considered rude to tip your waiter or waitress?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's seen as not being a good job, not doing a good job, not paying your employees enough. It's seen as rude because it's seen as like, oh, your establishment is bad because you pay your employees bad, so it gives them a bad reputation.
I just found the funniest fucking thing, Ichabod. I'm going to send this to you so you can send it. You can share it with everyone. I am ashamed that this did not occur to me because I'm old enough to get it.
Oh, God.
I am ashamed that this did not occur to me. When you see it.
Oh, dear God.
Oh God, what did Red
You have to share it. Oh my God.
What did Red do? I'm scared.
Do it.
Do you see this, ladies and gentlemen? This is the background.
You might have to
This is what he just sent me. Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Now I'm going to be a complete madman and post that to the Black Panther hashtag.
You're a son of a bitch. Dun, 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 dun. We're leaving that up for the rest of the stream. I don't give a shit. All right, because we don't have a whole lot of time left. We'll be headed out pretty soon. So before I go into my momentary thing, I just want to point out something very, very important to me that's had me sad for a couple of days, and then I actually realized something very, very important about it. Now, I was browsing my Facebook feed the other day because for some odd reason I still have a fucking Facebook, and I saw a post that said Sylvester Stallone, the actor from Rocky, The Expendables, many other films. I can't think of them right now. I didn't do any fucking research before deciding to say this. Died. That he passed away in the year 2018 of prostate cancer. Now, the news around here picked it up, and so after a while, I thought it was legitimate. Until Sylvester Stallone tweeted at people and said, guys, I'm not dead. Have you ever thought of the basic concept of I got trolled by a man fucking 40, 50 years my senior? With cancer nonetheless, you dirty old motherfucker. I love and hate you in equal portions. Oh my God, you son of a bitch. Stop where my mom will shoot. That was another one. But ladies and gentlemen, I have been Ichabod. I have been joined by my lovely guest, Miss Steam, and my oversized robotic guest, the Red Robot. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every last one of you. Leave a comment. Don't leave a fucking like. I don't give a good goddamn about these little thumbs up buttons like fucking Facebook, Twitter, and every other goddamn place have. I want to hear from you motherfuckers. I'm
just gonna insult you. Like every video you upload, every comment I'm gonna leave. So I'm just gonna insult you.
I'll be nice back. I want to hear your comments, your questions, your fucking suggestions for videos, suggestions for games, suggestions for topics on streams. I want to hear from you fucking people. I don't know why. I'm fucking crazy. Deal with it. Thank you guys for watching. I have been Ichabod. This has been Miss Steam. This has been Red Robot. I will see you guys next time. And of course, this Saturday for Citrus Quest with Miss Steam and Director Arcater. I haven't announced it till now, but that motherfucker is going to be on my stream this time. Come on, tune in about 6 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United States. I don't know what it is anywhere else, but that's what it is here. So convert the time your goddamn selves. Anything else you guys want to say before we go?
Au revoir, arrivederci, aloha, sayonara, so long. Get the fuck out, watch Sunday Funday. Blah, 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 blah.
Nah.
Right, goodbye, my fellow peeps, and remember, lynch niggers.
My name's Jethro, and I approve of this message.